Almighty God, we gather before you today as representatives of the people, seeking your guidance and wisdom. Help us to conduct ourselves with integrity, compassion, and justice. Grant us the courage to make difficult decisions and the humility to listen to one another. Amen. Yes, we have a message from the Governor of Niger State, the former Governor Umar Mohammed Bagu. He said, and I quote, "I, the Governor of Niger State, former Mohammed Umar Bagu, am delighted to commend you for your unwavering dedication to our great state. As a passionate advocate for women's empowerment, I am particularly proud to support initiatives that promote women's leadership and participation in governance. I firmly believe that empowering women is essential to building a more equitable and prosperous society. As such, I am always ready to empower women, especially in leadership positions, and provide them with the necessary tools and resources to succeed. Please accept my sincerest appreciation for your hard work and contributions to the development of Niger State and Nigeria at large."
Mohammed Abdullahi, representing the good people of Ejati constituency. I made a petition from the Salma Atta Foundation for Women and Girls Support and Concerned Citizens regarding the urgent need for menstrual health policies in our secondary school. Many girls miss school or drop out entirely due to lack of access to sanitary products and proper facilities. This petition highlights alarming statistics on period poverty in Niger State policy. Access to menstrual hygiene, products, and proper facility should be a fundamental right and not a privilege. So I urge this Honorable House to refer this petition to relevant committee for immediate action to ensure girls' education is not compromised by the menstruation. Thank you.
There was a time I visited a secondary school, and I asked a girl how many times she's supposed to use pad, and she said after every 1 hour. So I asked her why she said that, and she said she gets stained after every 1 hour. So it means every time she's on a period, she doesn't have the chance to go to school. So your petition came at the right time. You may proceed to lay your petition. Yes, Madam Clerk. Matters of urgent public importance. Do you have any member that has a matter of urgent public? Yes, member representing Bida.
I am Honorable Aisha Amino, representing the good people of Bida North. I rise to move this incident report under matters of urgent public importance. Disease outbreak in the rural community, Umarumadi VA of Bida, Niger State. The disease surveillance team of Niger State Ministry of Secondary and Tertiary Public Health Care Department and other relevant stakeholders went to investigate and discovered that the infected inhabitants do suddenly collapse and faint. Further investigation by the Federal Medical Center Bida and General Hospital Bida revealed that the cases reported were all malaria and typhoid. The disease surveillance team therefore called on healthcare workers to improve sensitization through outreach programs and continuous investigation in order to stop the spread of outbreak through other communities across the states. Madam Speaker, honorable members, you will all agree with me that the genesis of malaria and typhoid is poor environmental and food hygiene. On this note, please let's prioritize the health and well-being of our people.
To second the matter of urgency presented by my fellow Honorable Aisha from Bida North. So if we can actually push for this kind of thing, not only in her constituency that there is actually an outbreak of a disease, there is a particular kind of
such kind of things, the disease rate is actually going to be reduced to barest minimum.
Urgency. Those in support say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. This matter of urgency is hereby referred to the Committee on Environment and Environmental Sanitation. Yes, Madam Clerk.
Personal explanation.
New.
Okay, presentation of bills. A bill to provide free maternity health care services to pregnant women in Niger State. Honorable Ramatudawa Mohammed, bid that to present.
A bill to provide free maternal health care services to pregnant women in Niger State to be presented by Honorable Rahmatudawa Mohammed Bida. But before then, let's have the majority leader move for the bill to be presented.
This bill is being debated. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I remain Honorable Mariam Ahmed, and I second that this bill be debated.
So say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Rahmatudawa Mohammed, you may proceed.
I am by name Honorable Rahmatudawa Mohammed, member representing the good and the bad people of Babu constituency. I stand before you to present a bill to provide free maternal health care services to pregnant women in Niger State. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Madam Clerk.
Order of the day. Commencement of debate for a bill for the establishment of skill acquisition institutions in Niger State for youth empowerment and skill development. Honorable Vami Bali Leila Gurara to present.
Commencement of debate for a bill to establish skill acquisition centers, institutions in Niger State for youth employment and skill development to be presented by Honorable Va Mebal-Bari, member representing Gurara. But before then, the majority leader, please move that this bill be debated.
Thank you, Honorable. I rise to move that this bill is being debated. Thank you.
Mariam Ahmed, representing Kontagora 1 constituency, and I second that this bill be debated.
After we commence the debate for this bill, those in support say aye.
Aye.
Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable member, you may proceed with the debate.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable colleagues, I remain my humble self, Honorable Vami Bari, representing the good people of Gurara constituency. A bill for an act to establish skill acquisition institutions in Niger State for youth employment and skill development. It is the power state. We together can make it more than just electricity. We can include commerce and industry to our minds. It's not just a few rich people that make a place rich, but how many average people are able to afford basic necessities? Let's take Wasiu, for example. He's a graduate from a prestigious university in Nigeria, top of his class. But after so many struggles, Wasiu graduated, and right now he's roaming the streets because the search for jobs that fit his certificate has been futile. Wasiu has younger ones and a widowed mother to daily cater for. Unemployment is one of the macroeconomic problems every responsible government is expected to monitor and regulate. How are there so many graduates and yet still high rates of unemployment? This is a bane, as it challenges our state with issues of crime, poverty, and other social vices. As of 2022, the National Bureau of Statistics states that about 216 million people in Nigeria, 70% of that population, which is the workforce, which is approximately 151 million, are youth. 15.5%, which is approximately over 23 million, are unemployed. And 2/3 of the employed population work non-paid jobs. Realize that it is for persons like Wasiu I endorse that this bill be passed. These institutions will produce more skillful citizens, thereby reducing unemployment in Niger State. The 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Section 18, you can check, has made provisions for educational objectives. I understand that several skill acquisition programs have been put up before now, which usually last days and maximum weeks. And most times, facilitators have been stingy with knowledge due to the absence of workable and concrete curriculum for teaching. And other times, no resources for these trainees to implement what they've been taught. I call on stakeholders, with the Niger State government being its foremost, to consider this bill as these institutions will implement the produce as you learn strategy, thereby creating value as these trainees learn, and also track the problems of facilitators and students that are fraudulent. These institutions will have 5 faculties: technology, trades, creative arts, healthcare, and begin something transformational. Let's add industry and commerce to our minds. We are the power states. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member representing Burara. I must say that you have done justice to the debate. Any contributions or amendments from the Honorable Members? Yes, Honorable Member representing the plate.
Honorable colleague, I am Honorable Suayat Abdullahi representing Lafayette constituency. I stand to support the bill that my fellow colleague have just talked about, which is establishing skills acquisition center across Niger states. You will all agree with me that these days we normally don't move around peacefully. We moved around with tension in our mind. We are faced with a lot of challenges. You can't, unlike olden days where you can go out around 10, 11, stay outside till 11 o'clock and you are tensed, you are worried. You don't know what is coming next. Aside that, stealing, snatching phones, and you being killed because of your property has become common in today's economy. What is the reasons for that? One of it is because young youths lack jobs. Those that are in school are always worried. If I finish school, what will I do with my life? Because there are no opportunities. Those who are unemployed are more than those who are employed. Those who are employed are getting retired every day and nothing is done. What future do you hope for the younger generation? That is the question. And aside that, it was stated that there is bill that make provision for education, enough provision for education and health sectors. So what is that? Is that bill being implemented? It is not being implemented. There are many skills acquisition exercises that are going on, but is it properly done? After the exercise, what happens next? You are just there to send your equipment that they give you to practice further or to make something meaningful out of your life. So this is where we start, by making policies that will help govern those activities so that proper implementation will be put into practice.
Any further contributions? Yes, member representing.
While I wholeheartedly support this goal of youth employment and skill development, Mr. Speaker, I believe this will present a misdirected approach that risks further fragmenting our already strained resource and potentially undermining existing unfunded institutions. Niger State already possesses a network of technical schools, polytechnics, and technical colleges specifically designed to provide skill-based education and training for our youths. These institutions, however, are chronically underfunded, Mr. Speaker. Rather than establishing a timely new institute, I believe our priority should be to strengthen and revitalize existing infrastructures we already have in place. My specific concern about this bill, Mr. Speaker, is neglecting existing infrastructure and expertise. Our existing technical schools, polytechnic and colleges already possesses valuable infrastructure, expertise, and established network within their communities. Ignoring these existing assets and starting from scratch is not only inefficient, but also disregard the potential of leveraging existing strengths. Madam Speaker, lack of comprehensive youth development strategy. This bill is just one component of a broader youth development strategy. This bill is narrow, focused on establishing a youth center, fails to address other critical factors, such as access to quality education, entrepreneurship support, and job placement services. Madam Speaker, what we should be doing is prioritizing revitalizing our existing institutions. Mr. Speaker, we already have a house. The roof is leaking. Should we start building a new house with what we have, or we should fix what we already have? Mr. Speaker, what we should be doing is to be strengthening industry partnership, collaborating with businesses and employers to develop curriculum so that we can do away with what is no longer needed in our curriculum in this technical schools.
Thank you. You have raised a concern, and I can see the debater wants to say something about the honorable member representing Gurara.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
I still remain honorable. If I can ask, what did you study in school? Okay, I'm not a politician, thank you very much. So if you had a school that specifically trained you to be what you would have been more than what you are right now, do you agree? Okay, this is my point. I'm not trying to win an argument. I'm trying to improve lives. I'm trying to let us start something transformational. This is not an argument for which is better. We have polytechnics and we have other institutions, as my colleague claims. And still, we have high rates of unemployment.
I rise to move that this bill is being read for the second time. Alex Abdullahi, member representing Lapai constituency. I so second that this bill should be read for the second time. Thank you.
Is it the wish of the House that we read this bill for the second time? Those in support say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. Yay! I'll ask again. Is it the wish of the House that we read this bill for the second time? Those in support say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. Yay. The ayes have it. Madam Clerk, please go ahead and read the bill for the second time.
A bill for the establishment of skill acquisition institutions in Niger State for youth empowerment and development skills. Thank you. Second reading.
This bill has unemployment and empowerment. Yes, Madam Clerk.
For a bill to provide a minimum of 10% affirmative action for female participants in Niger State. Honorable Oluwatoyin Oyeni Susanna Chanchaga to present.
Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Oluwatoyin.
According to the Nigerian Constitution, Section 15, subsection 2, and Section 4 for women. Women currently hold 3% in the Senate seat and 4% in the House of Representatives as of 2023. Nigeria currently ranks 180 out of 185 countries in women legislative participation. Over the 49 years of Niger State being established, we've had only 8 female representatives. This is a glaring gap which hinders progress. And when women have led, they produce remarkable results. We are all gathered there because of a woman, in person of Ms. Amra Aliyu. She has shown determination, competence, strength, and has demonstrated herself as a voice of resilience, of when women lead and to deliver impact. Over the past 6 months, even as fellows, she has mentored over 25 fellows with world-class training in leadership, governance, policy, and advocacy. And it would be very wrong for any one of us here to still remain passive about leadership. And women education no longer ends in the kitchen. But we need to stand to champion development and prove our capacity to lead as women. Honorable Binta Maman of the Gurara constituency in 2019, she was recognized as an icon of community development. She also advocated for death penalty for rapists in 2020. The current Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Mrs. Eunice Afuniki, she has demonstrated confidence, brilliance, strength, and a clear representation of an excellent women leadership. This bill is not a pity party. It is a call for capable women leadership. This bill is not about handing out position to women out of sympathy, nor is it about smuggling incompetence into the governance. This is a bill to recognize and enable decision makers, capable, qualified, confident, experienced, and determined women who are ready to serve and have the ability to lead and drive meaningful change. We cannot agree with me that women have consistently proven their competence, resilience, and leadership capacity, yet the systemic barriers have limited their active participation. It is time to shift the narrative. It is a call to action for women who will break barriers, challenge the outdated norm, the status quo, and we have to redefine leadership in Niger State. You cannot agree with my honorable members that when women lead, societies thrive. And we all agree, my honorable members, that now is the time to break the cycle of exclusion and underrepresentation in Niger State. I will say that again. Now is the time to break the cycle of exclusion and underrepresentation in Niger State. Thank you, Madam Speaker, and my honorable members.
I believe women make up almost half of the population in Niger State. This demonstrates that women can excel in leadership decision-making roles, especially we Nigerian women. There is a saying in Yoruba language, "Okin, Kuri." It means when a man sees a poisonous snake and the woman kills it, the community will say this problem has been solved. Oh, that snake has been killed. Nobody is focused whether it was the man or the woman that did it. There was no gender applied to it. This important thing is that we should learn to stand as one community and give women space to participate in political, social, and economic agendas for the common good. So I seek that this bill be accepted and further considered. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Contributions. Yes, member representing Mashegu.
The importance of promoting gender equality. I have concerns that this bill may not be cultural sensitive or effective. When I mean cultural sensitive, we all know that the role of a woman is either in the kitchen or where? Can you help me? In the other room. Thank you. So, if a woman is giving 10% affirmation in Niger State, where do you think her role would be? It will always be at work. Like, she wouldn't even have time for her family or anything. That's why you see women today don't even know who their children are. And they grew up complaining that, I don't know, how is this child, how did you grow up like this? Oh, how did he or she grow up like that? You were actually in the house fighting for 10% affirmation. Then previous leadership experience. You could experience lawmaker like you who know what Alison Desiree, former petroleum minister, and Beta Edu, former material minister, has done. Well, I believe it's unfair to generalize based on individual experience, but you also generalize based on individual positivity that women have done. Well, alternative solution. Leadership training will actually go a long way for this bill. And then mentorship initiatives like the Kallabi we are having. And then cultural sensitive education. I can actually say that most of the women here in the 21st century don't even know how to speak their language. Not to talk of actually giving it to their children. And then we are talking about the 10% affirmation action, where women should go and learn trade and other things. I urge my fellow honorable members to consider these concerns and alternative solutions. Let us work together to promote gender equality and empowerment in a way that respects our culture and values. Don't say I'm not supporting gender equality, I'm still supporting it. Thank you, Honorable.
Start from her, or start from her. What are you doing here? Are you supposed to be in your lab?
I don't understand.
No, you mentioned it, and you said we should be learning things. Why have you not gone to learn your thing?
Do I look like the
That is the first. The second point, she's talking about culture. If we were to add culture to it, before the pre-colonization, that is in 1883, where we worked together with me, there were Queen Anna, one of our great queens of Zozo, where she was a warrior. She even created some armors. We worked together. We have Kumoreni, one of the longest statues in Nigeria. I think in Africa it is the fourth. One of the top. That is to show how if we work together we do well. That was before the pre-colonization. And when we were colonized by the British, they took our great-grandparents, took them to go and study more. They understood how politics, economic work more, and they brought them. And that is why we don't even have leverage as much as men, because it was our men we took. That is culture. And let me even add it to you. If you were to call religion and say a woman should remain at home, these and that, one of the greatest men of earth, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his wife Nana Khadija was a trader. She was a strong businesswoman. He even worked under her. That is a man that is actually the greatest, and he knows what is right. But he worked with women. He even worked for his wife. So what is the limit that you have to put to what we can do? I will say now, you are not standing well on this talk. So, Speaker, I want to say, the akwai raunuka, Kallabi zai iya kasance a tsakiya. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable, to comment on this bill also, because I'm concerned about it. So I think asking for 10% affirmative action is not a bad idea. The former governor is a women-friendly governor. So I think he will be happy to grant us this bill. And then talking about leadership, we have great women who have done a lot, who are still doing a lot for us. Let me cite an example. Let me ask a question. Have we ever had a female governor or female president before? No. Okay. So the men have been leading, right? And people are still complaining about it. So why not give a woman the chance to do it and see whether she will bring the change we want to see? So this is what I have to say. And now I'll call on the majority leader to move for the bill to be read for the second time.
Representing the good people of Mashegu local government, I rise that this bill is being moved for the second time.
Miriam Ahmed, representing Kontagora 1 constituency, and I second that this bill be read.
This bill for the second time. Those in support say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. Nay. The ayes have it.
Bill to provide for a minimum of 10% affirmative action for female appointments in Niger State, 2nd region. Thank you. Motion. A motion to implement a clear legislative framework for effective management of sickle cell disease to avoid human anxieties, pains, and death associated with the disease, and to improve the lives of citizens who live with it and other health records in Niger State. Honorable Husseina Shehu, Majority Leader, to present.
Presenting Mashegu constituency. Honorable Member, Section 17, Subsection 3D of the 1999 Constitution clearly state that the state shall direct its policy towards ensuring that adequate health facilities are provided for all citizens. This motion directly fulfills this constitutional mandate by establishing a framework for the management of sickle cell disease. Therefore, I call on the executive arms of Niger State government to adopt and implement of a clear legislative framework for effective management of sickle cell disease to avoid human anxiety, pains, and death associated with disease, and to improve the lives of citizens who live with it and other health records in Niger State. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
I'm Honorable Yamuna Malcolm, representing Labu constituency. I support the motion moved by Honorable Husseina. Thank you.
Is it the wish of the House that we debate this motion? Those in support say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
I remain my humble self, Honorable Hussein Ashehu, representing Mashegu constituency. I move that the House do adjourn to the next legislative sitting. Thank you.
My fellow colleagues, I second that this House be adjourned to the next sitting.
Legislative day. Those in support say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.